So what we're going to do is do some color coding summary notes on your periodic table that is in your reference table. So the first thing that I would like you to do is with regular pen or pencil, down in this bottom part of the page, underneath your two pulled out rows, please write down the terms alkali, alkaline earth, transition, inner transition, halogen, and noble gases. Also have out your colored pencils. You'll probably need about 10 colors total. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm choosing my first colored pencil, which is red, and I'm going to box the term alkali with that red colored pencil. Then I'm going to go up to the periodic table, and with the red colored pencil, I'm going to box in the alkali metals. So you go ahead, choose your colored pencil, box the term alkali with your chosen colored pencil, and then go up to the periodic table and box in with that colored pencil the elements that belong to the alkali family. So now with my second colored pencil, which in this case is an orange color, I'm going to box in the term alkaline earth, and then I'm going to go up to the periodic table and I'm going to put a box around the alkaline earth metal elements, group 2. Please do the same with your second color. With my third colored pencil, I'm going to put a box around the term transition, so I'm doing this in yellow. And now I'm going to go up to the periodic table and I'm going to box in groups 3 through 12, that big middle section, because these represent the transition metals. Please do the same with your third color. So now with my fourth colored pencil, I'm going to box the term inner transition, and I'm going to box in the elements, which are the two pulled out rows at the bottom that represent the inner transition metals. Please do the same. With my fifth colored pencil, which is blue, I'm going to box the term halogen, and then I'm going to go up to the periodic table, group 17, which starts with fluorine, and I'm going to box in all of the elements in that group 17, which make up the halogen family. Choose your color, and please put a box around the term halogen, and then go up and box the elements in group 17 that are part of the halogen family. So now with my sixth colored pencil, I'm going to box the last family name, the noble gases, in purple. So I box the name noble gas, and now I'm going to go up to group 18, which represents the noble gases, and I am going to box them around in the purple color. And do not forget to also include He, helium. It is also part of the group 18 family. So with the first 6 colored pencils, we have listed the family names below the 2 pulled out rows. We chose an individual color for each family and then boxed those families with the colored pencils on our reference table's periodic table. So now for the second part of the color coding, you will need 4 more colored pencils, and above your periodic table, so above where it's groups 13 through 17, write down the term liquid, gas, nonmetal, and metalloid. So what I'm going to do is I am going to place a light blue dot in the box of the elements that exist as liquids at room temperature. So their natural state is liquid. We have two of those elements. So the first one is Br for bromine, which is a nonmetal, and the other liquid element is mercury, whose symbol is Hg, which is a metal element. So now I'm going to color code for the elements that exist in the gaseous phase with this bright pink color. So most people know many of the gaseous or gas existing elements, and so most people know that helium is because we use it to fill up balloons. People also know that hydrogen is a gas. It's the smallest, lightest element. The next two that most people already know are nitrogen and oxygen because they exist, or they're the biggest component of our atmosphere, every breath that we take. Now, with a little bit of knowledge in chemistry, helium's part of group 18, which we know are the noble gases, and they're the noble gases because every element in this group exists as a gas. So I'm going to put the pink dots down. Now we have two more elements that exist as gases, and many people know that chlorine exists as a gas because it was used as a weapon during World War I, chlorine gas. So hopefully the only element that you need to memorize that is a gas would be fluorine. So use a color and mark off each of your gases. The next color coding task is to identify which elements are metalloids. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this darker green color, and I'm going to underline the element symbol in their boxes if they're a metalloid. So metalloids create the stair step. So I'm going to underline B for boron, Si for silicon, As for arsenic, Te for tellurium are the four metalloids on top of the stair step, and then the two underneath are Ge for germanium and antimony. So those are our metalloids or semi-metals. The last part of the color coding is underlining the element symbols for the elements that are classified as nonmetals, and I'm using this silver gray color. So metals are to the right of our stair step, or nonmetals are to the right of our stair step. So taking a look at the second period, we have carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and neon are to the right of that metalloid stair step. Moving down to period 3, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, and argon. Moving down to period 4, we have selenium, bromine, and krypton. Moving down to period 5, we have iodine and xenon. Moving down to period 6, we have acetine and we have radon. We're not going to worry about the elements whose names aren't identified yet. We don't have much information about those. Now, don't forget our other two nonmetals. Helium, it's part of group 18. It's a noble gas. And of course, hydrogen, who is all by itself on the left-hand side, is also a non-metal gas. So with that being said, if an element box does not have a dot in it that is that bright blue or pinkish color, then we need to understand that its phase is a solid. If the element symbol is not underlined in silver or in that dark green, then we need to understand that it is then a metal. Most elements on your periodic table are solid metals. So the last thing I suggest that you write yourself a note and maybe put it a little star or in a cloud is that most elements on the periodic table are solid metals.